All right, everyone, we have an interesting interplay here, which is that Trump and the mainstream media are sort of sparring over the DC leaks thing now. Rosenstein's report comes in, he's like, well, we're indicting some Russians, this Guccifer 2.0 thing is a Russian op, the DC leaks, the intrusion into certain Democratic emails, this was a Russian thing, and so we're indicting some people that, let's face it, probably won't get extradited. It's like Trump has actually said, oh yeah, when I sit down with Putin, as an afterthought, you know, I don't expect any major progress, but it's good to have a talk. I'll ask him to extradite these Russians, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's like, don't even fucking bother asking. Putin is not going to extradite people on Rosenstein's whim. It's not going to happen. If you think that Trump is involved with Russia, he wouldn't ask anyway. You know, maybe as a joke, he and Putin sit down and chuckle over a vodka. I don't believe that. I believe that it's simply Putin will be Putin, and he's going to say, hey, well, I don't have any reason. You can't offer me anything in return, so fuck it. Essentially, there's no reason to extradite him. Plus, Putin may not have even been involved. It could have been a sub-Kremlin plot for all we know. Our intel agencies have a history of maybe a little bit of hyperbole on these things. But Trump is saying, hey, the DC leaks happened under Obama, so if like Russian hackers got into their servers, not my fault. I was just campaigning Trump at the time, not President Trump. It's Obama's responsibility. I partially disagree with this, actually. I'll tell you why. Obama himself had a penchant for always, like, basically hiding his head in the sand and saying, well, I just heard about this on the news. I didn't know what was going on. Let's assume that he's telling the truth there. He probably had no clue until after the fact. I would blame the DNC, though, for poor server security. I would blame the Clinton campaign for shitty security, from Podesta and Clinton, you know, having her private emails and her business emails on a home server in her fucking bathroom closet. I think that that's a little bit of a security concern. Or the DNC having Obama 08 as a password. Yeah, not the greatest thing you could ever do. I still think that that particular leak to WikiLeaks did not involve hacking. It involved some disgruntled employee. I'm not using names here. The most infamous one, yeah, maybe so, but it could have been anyone. It could have been any Bernie Sanders fan within the DNC at some mid-level position. They would have known the password, they could have used a flash drive, downloaded this shit, and sent it off to WikiLeaks in retaliation for what they felt was dishonesty among the Democrats. Basically, that's what could have happened. The Podesta emails, it's like he said, well, the Russians did this. How do you know? These servers were never looked at by the intel agencies, and yet they're 100% positive that it came from Russia. I question this. I question whether that's true. I think that it was a lie concocted by the DNC to cover their asses for inconvenient material that would have lost them the election 10 times harder if people had focused on what was in them instead of who supposedly done it. I think that's what happened. Meanwhile, the MSN's major opining on this story is, well, this hack happened the same day, you know, this is magical, that Trump said, hey, you know, I hope that the Russians can grab these emails, you know, Crooked Hillary's emails. Oh, look, it's Trump involvement. See, look, he said a bad thing and therefore he's responsible. Don't you think it takes more than a day of planning to hack a server, even if it has subpar security? I would hope so. Otherwise, the security systems that the DNC employs are so terrible that a 5th grader could hack into them. If they could literally hack their servers in a couple of hours after Trump making this comment, I'd think that would be 10 times more worrying now, wouldn't you? By the way, again, why can't we get proof of this having happened? Not a claim, not Rosenstein says, not an FBI agent says, not Sturzock or Lisa Page say, no, I want proof. I want actual tangible evidence that the Russians intruded into these systems. Maybe it happened, okay. How do we know it was Kremlin-backed? You know, there are independent groups there that'll do anything for money because it's like, hey, you know, it's mafioso-style stuff. Well, that has nothing to do necessarily with Putin other than they give the local KGB agent a kickback to keep their legs from getting kicked backwards. That's basically the sum and substance of that. Looking at this situation, though, I can't side fully with Trump because it's not really... Obama himself isn't an IT expert. The Democratic Party at large is responsible for guarding their computer systems. Lay the blame at the feet of people like Donna Brazile and John Podesta and Hillary Clinton. They're the ones that were supposed to manage these things or have staff competent to do so, and they didn't. Well, it's their fault. Obama's not the one managing their servers. Obama doesn't manage his own shit mostly. Now, although he was communicating with Clinton's private server multiple times using apparently a secondary email address that could have been compromised, that's wonderful to know. The President of the United States conducted potentially classified business with a personal email with a private system that wasn't even really guarded and was just sort of sitting in a residential complex. It's really good to know that the president would not have the foresight to see why that may be a problem. But the mainstream media is totally wrong here. Totally, completely wrong when they're talking about Trump's supposed involvement. It would be very, very difficult for him to come out and say that, and for the same day, the hackers move in. Within 10 minutes, they breach the system, unless it's so poorly guarded that it wouldn't even require like some hacker on steroids. It doesn't require a Guccifer at that point. It doesn't require some dude with scars all over his face that used to be a communist spy. Doesn't require that. No, it requires a couple of script kiddies or a phishing page. Podesta gets sent cheese pizza pictures and clicks on the wrong one and ends up on a viral site. Whoops, there go my emails. That's what could have happened. No, I think it probably is too. What a bunch of morons. They can't even secure their fucking email. You would have been better off privatizing it and just having Google handle it. Or even Zuckerberg would do a better job. And that's kind of concerning. The official business involving potentially highly classified info is less guarded than your info at Facebook deeply concerns me. At least if it's going through a democratic server. You know, donor lists were released. And it's like, those people must be pissed off. Oh, shit, yeah, there's how much I donated to the DNC. Oh, now it's public. Oh, wonderful. I was hoping it would be anonymous and shit. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy, we pissed off, you know, a bunch of multi-billionaires that bankroll our whole political party to the tune of hundreds of millions each election cycle. Oh, that was probably a mistake. Yeah, we should probably improve password security. Instead of Obama 08, it'll be Clinton 2020. Wow, that's much longer. It'll be really secure. Yeah, dude. I can just see Hillary Clinton trying to dab and breaking her hip or something. All these, it boggles the mind. And it boggles the mind that people actually take these claims seriously from the MSM. They actually will take it because they don't know anything, I guess, about computers or security or anything, which could explain it, could explain the problems in the Democratic Party since their average age is in the late 70s or something at this point. They can't even do their own IT stuff. They don't even know, how do you send an email? I don't know, I have my staffer do it. I just dictate. How do you make a tweet? You know, hey, grandkids, come here. You know, grandma has to learn how to use this Twitter shit. How do I put videos on Twitter? It's so funny. Yeah, what is this Snapchat thing, and why are all of these brawny men sending me pictures of their bulges? It's like so stupid. These are the people that are entrusted with potentially top secret information. Oh, woe is us. We're all lost. Yeah, China at any point is just going to grab everyone's personal info. And there are people that take the claim seriously that hackers on steroids sitting in a dark, vodka-smelling room somewhere in Russia compromised a bunch of high-level servers within hours of Trump saying this because he's their puppet. Yeah, I'm sure that really happened. No, it didn't. That's bullshit. Rosenstein's wrong. That's about all. Peace out.